I know you also have coached JJ, your son, in youth basketball, and I wanted to sort of ask you about your experience doing that. But I want to start with: have you ever been thrown out of a game, a youth basketball game?
Uh, no, but I may have should have been thrown out before. When I look, Jay, like us, and you know this, and Tommy, you know JJ as well as anybody. We're the nicest, most professional people. When it comes down to basketball, though, something we love and something we'll die for, we're so competitive, and I'm trying to learn how not to bring my own competitiveness as a player when I'm coaching. And so I'm trying to like, I'll tell you a funny story. Just the other day, a kid carried. He clearly carried, right? And I'm like, you didn't see that? I told the ref, you didn't see that? He said, no, I didn't see it. Well, I said, well, I'm one of the best ball handlers ever. And I wouldn't have done that move. That's a carry. So I don't care what you, and everybody started laughing. I wasn't trying to embarrass him, but I'm like, yo, that's a carry. So I haven't been thrown out, but I've been on the line. I've been on the edge. Have you been thrown out? Because I know you're coaching it.
I just had my first ejection on Sunday.
That's why you asked me this. Personal request. I should have known. Knowing Bubs, I knew where this is going. What happened? I need the whole story. What happened?
It literally is the same, dude. I am not out there. Like, I'm competitive with my kids. Like, I coach them. I wouldn't say I coach them like NBA players, but I coach them like a high school team. They're 8 and 9 years old. Like, I hold them accountable. I'm stern with them. I've only raised my I've only really yelled at them once, but I'll raise my voice occasionally in a very like serious way. Hey, I need your attention. Anyways, tightly contested contest, and last 4 minutes you can press. We were down 1. There's like 3 minutes to go, and a kid on the other team caught the ball as they did an advanced pass against the press, and he shuffled his feet and then got a running start and then dribbled. And one of my kids had just been called for a travel, which I didn't think was a travel. Like, by the rule book, I didn't think it was a travel. And I just said to the ref, I said, are you seriously not going to call that travel when you just called a travel on one of my kids? And he teed me up for that. That's all I said. And as I was walking away, I just gave him, my like sarcastic. I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you serious?
Of course.
And he tossed me for that. He tossed me for that.
Did the gloves come off when you got tossed? Did you really like, I'm getting my money's worth now, I'm about to tear him up, or you just quietly walked out? Which one was it? Because I think it was the first one. Go ahead, go for it.
I am amazed at my self-restraint on this particular day.
Hey, you're growing. You're growing up,
dude,
man.
There was a part of me, don't get me wrong. I was like, when you used to get, well, you never got really tossed, but when I would get tossed in the NBA, I'd be like, all right, now I got to get my money's worth.
Yeah, for sure.
I walked away. I walked away. I walked to the corner, watched the rest of the game quietly.
I was going to say, isn't that because you had to sit in the corner the whole time and you didn't actually get to leave because you were the ride?
Yeah, I had to drive my kid. It was in New Jersey. It was like an hour and a half away.
So it would be awkward if you threw a fit and then had to go in the corner.
I will say this, Jamal. This is the bullshit. This is the bullshit. So I go over to the ref. So long story short, Knox, they get 4 free throws. They go up 3. Knox hits a 3 with 17 seconds to go to tie the game. Our coach, Gio, drew up this beautiful play, inbounds play to get him an open 3, knocks it down, right? We get a turnover. Gio calls timeout because they're trapping one of our guards. We didn't have any timeouts left. Technical foul. We lose on it, and they shoot 2 free throws. A kid makes a second one. We lose on a technical free throw. So I go shake the kid's hands, shake the coach's hands, and I go over to the referee. I'm like, why'd you throw me out? I didn't say, I didn't raise my voice to you. I didn't step to you. And he said what he had to say, which I respect, whatever. It's all good. And then the other team comes over and starts taking pictures with me. So he realizes who I am at this point.
Right.
Yes. And then he sees my coach later that day, because our Gio was coaching one of the older teams, and he says, hey, will you tell JJ I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Why'd you throw out a nobody? I'm just a dad. I'm not JJ Redick when I'm doing that. I'm just a dad coaching some 8 and 9-year-olds. I think it's fucked up.
Let me ask you this, because I can show you stuff right now that blow your mind, but do you put in plays? Like, do you have them running like real sets? What does practice look like for you guys? Tell me about this, please.
We have plays. Oh, for sure we have plays. We have 4 plays that we have had for 2 months.
Okay.
I put in 2 plays recently. And then what I'm trying to get them to understand now, like my goal is in 4 years, I don't have to call plays. Everything is just continuous. So we play 5 out. We play 5 out. I want all my players to have guard skills and perimeter skills. We play 5 out. We basically run sets out of delay action, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get them to do now is this week I've been working them is a play to a play, just so they can start understanding the concept. Like if I don't have something on dribble 2 and I swing it, we can go into parking lot. If I don't have something on parking lot and I swing it, we can go into dribble 2. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. How old is JJ's team? How old are these kids now?
They're 13.
Okay, so yeah, so it's easier, I would assume, at that age.
And
What are you drawing up? What are you drawing up?
JJ, I don't know if you can see this. Literally have plays for every single situation. Down 3, need to go full court. Down 1, we're running like stack hammer plays that Spurs used to run. Like we have 13 different defenses that they know on command. We can call it and they can switch up to 1-3-1, to 22 half court, to full court. So it's amazing that they can grasp this. And it's like you said, I always tell them, I tell the parents, if you guys can grasp the continuation of the ball just flowing and everything flowing, long after you play for me, you're going to know how to play basketball. So when you get to other coaches in high school, they're like, oh, this kid's been coached. Like he knows what he's doing. I don't have to waste my time doing that. We can advance to this. And we watch film. We just watched film the other day. So it's just completely like, we may not see all the benefits of it right now, but for them later on, if they know how to play, they'll play longer. You know what I mean? And so we're trying to teach them the right way to do things.
I told my kids this a couple weeks into it at a practice. And I said, because they do all the skill development stuff a few times a week. And then, we do the teamwork stuff on top of that. And Gio and Kyle are fantastic with all the development stuff, and they know the game. So if I'm not there, they can teach the basketball stuff. But I said to them, we're going to teach you how to play.
Yes.
We're not going to just teach you how to dribble and shoot and combo dribble. Like we're going to teach you how to play basketball.
We're going to know how to play basketball.
And when you're 12, you're going to be so much further along than any other 12-year-old. And when you're 16, you're going to be so much further along than any high school player.
Yes.
Jamal, when are you going to coach in the NBA though? I want to ask, when are you going to coach in the NBA, Jamal?
Never. Nebuary, never hate. I will never be a coach in the NBA. That's one thing I can say I'll never do. If I'm going to travel that much, throw me a uniform and sit me on the bench. Like, I'm not going to travel like that and not playing in the actual game. I am Pat. JJ, I hate planes. You know that. When we had turbulence, I was underneath the seat while you guys were having your fun up there. But no, I will coach these kids, and then my daughter's going to play, and then I'll coach her. And I could do high school. High school and TV for me is like the perfect balance.